Guys, right now we're at a place where I was 17 years old, senior in high school. Totally true story. I brought my mom by here and Aaron by here last night to show them. It was like nighttime, so we're gonna film today. So we come down this road. All right, now let me set it up. It's New Year's Eve, 1992 going into 1993. And wrestling practice has been called for the morning because coach wanted us to be with our family at night. So I pick up Jacob Jensen and Bobby Travis, which are the other two wrestlers. Jacob was from Denmark, he was our exchange student. And we come down this road, this is after practice. Now, in January, December, there's sand all over these roads because it gets super snowy, super, slippery with the ice and stuff. And this is kind of, it's got like a big slant you guys can see coming down here. So I'm driving a 79 or 69, whatever it was, Dodge Aspen. It's got a straight or slant 6 engine in it, rear wheel drive, which at the time everything was having front wheel drive. So the rear wheel drive really made it, you could kind of peel around the corners of fishtail and shit. So practice is over, it's the morning, it's about 10:30 in the morning. And we're coming down this road right here. Now I'm 17, I've been driving about a year, it's my first car. I come down this road, and as we start to come around this bend, this little turn right here to make this turn, the car starts to slide on sand. Right here, so it's a fishtail.
Let me show you how steep it is.
So it is steep. So as I start to fishtail, instead of hitting the brake, I hit the gas. The car fishtails this way, around the corner. Now I still get the gas, hauled balls to the wall. We're doing about 50 miles an hour right here. The car fishtails right here. Now these poles were not here. These telephone poles, they probably put it up here after we crashed through here. So we turn, back up a little bit over here. So we turn this way. So as we turn, I fishtail back this way, coming up here, almost go up in the yard. We then go straight off this embankment, literally straight off this embankment, which if you go over here, you can actually see, it's a good maybe 30-foot embankment down into the yard. Now there was all these trees back there at this time, and that is a police officer's house, Peter Chili, right? So we landed in the trees over here. Like we were literally stuck in the trees, and the car never fell to the ground. So we're in the car, and I'm like, my foot is on the accelerator, and it's going, wah, and you can hear the tires spinning. And all of a sudden, Jacob, who was our exchange student from Denmark, I'll never forget his Danish accent, he goes, the car is gonna blow up. He thinks that like the car's on fire or whatever, right? Now meanwhile, it could have been. So we open the doors and fall out of the tree onto the yard, like literally out of the car into the yard. And now I'm looking up this hill thinking, my parents are gonna fucking kill me. Like they're gonna beat the shit out of me. Meanwhile, I'm in a cop's backyard in his tree, right? So the tow truck comes and we're down there now in the police officer's backyard. He's with us, he called the police. The tow truck comes and the guy can't figure out how to get the car attached because it's in a tree. So they're like, how the fuck do we get the car out of a tree? Like they can't figure out how to do it. So one of the trees over here, he had to climb the fucking tree, hook the thing under the car. And when he hooked under the car, he climbed back down, came up the thing, and they pulled the car out of the tree. It landed on the ground. He pulled it up through here and up back on the road over here. Now, mind you, I'm like, my parents are gonna absolutely fucking kill me. They're gonna destroy me, right? We knocked down like 5 trees on the way through, like knocked the trees down, and the car was fine. It had like the front grill that was plastic. It broke a little bit of the plastic in the front grill, but there was like no damage to the car. Like the trees were all fucked up, laying all over the ground and shit, right? And I remember my parents going, you did what? I'm like, I drove off a fucking embankment. They were like, what? So they came over and they were like, you guys could have landed, like, you guys could have really got hurt. I'm like, yeah, well, that's not what happened. But I was so scared to drive that my dad then drove that car. And I drove their front wheel drive station wagon, which I think was a Ford, which is the ugliest, dumbest, non-cool car you've ever seen in your fucking life. Because the front wheel drive wouldn't spin out of control.
Are we talking about the wood panels or no?
No. This is like after the wood panels.
Oh, okay.
My buddy Mike and Clint had the wood panels, and it was like gigantic. Yes. Like you fit 100 people in that car. We had the smaller Ford. There was just a 4-door. It was like it was like the newer kind of cool mom car. And here I am with my dad's fucking CB antenna on top of the fucking thing, waving around, driving it to school. Like that was because they wouldn't let me drive the car. It was too much power. I was a young kid. I didn't have much experience driving, and because I panicked, instead of hitting the brake and stopping, I hit the gas and fucking wound up flying all over the place and driving off this thing. I'm sitting there looking at it, and when we came here yesterday and looked, like all the trees are gone, these things are put up. I'm like, I wonder if anybody else drove off this thing, or if they put this up after we drove off of it, because I mean this thing's all banged up and it's been like 24 years or something like that, some shit around there.
I want you guys to see just how steep this road is that he sort of lost control on. We'll just let this car pass. Okay, so we go from here. This is a legit steep road, you guys.
Yeah. So
it's
now
not planned.
it's on the corner of Overhill and Laurel. which is right here. But here's the kicker. My cousin, Kenny, who's also a police officer, he's a sergeant here, lives in the house right there now. So he lives there, like all the police live in like this one road. It's a small town. But now he lives like right there. But literally, I mean, probably one of the scariest times of my life. Who the fuck, and my mom totally makes fun of it now, right? And she goes, that's when he tried to be the Dukes of Hazzard, right? Which is not fucking funny back then. Now they laugh about it, but we were literally in the air, and my foot's on the accelerator. So you hear, while we're flying through the air and land in the trees.
Last night she goes, yeah, I got a phone call. Yeah, JW, yeah, he just drove off a cliff. What? Of course you did.